This is News on the Hour, brought to you from the Anglican Cable Network Nigeria, ACNNTV. I am Charles Philip Wakolam. Here are some of the news we have for you at the moment. As part of the activities lined up for the 2019 Carnival for Christ program, the Diocese of Abuja Anglican Communion has organized a health seminar which is aimed at helping members deal with issues connecting to their health. The seminar was held at the Basilica of Grace Anglican Church, Gudu, Abuja. Some of the topics discussed during the seminar are mental well-being, substance abuse and sustainable future, as well as seeking help instead of suicide. Participants were allowed to ask questions. Speakers responded to the questions, and testimonies were taken.
The wrong and excessive use of particular thing. It could be food, over-the-counter drugs like paracetamol, cough syrup, alcohol, shepe. From those of us from South, you know what they call shepe, kerosene, marijuana, igbo, okay, etc. Whatever you take in excess are abusing that particular thing. It destroys families, it damages the economy, it victimizes communities. Because if somebody is on drugs and living in a community, it becomes a terror to that community.
Submit ourselves to God and resist the devil, and the devil will flee from us. But the truth is that we cannot resist the devil if we have not submitted ourselves to the lordship of our Savior. So the first step is for one to surrender his life to Jesus. It is only by his grace that we have the enablement to breathe. And I pray that God will help us to do just that in Jesus' name.
There are some reasons, a lot of reasons why you take to drugs. So many reasons. So many reasons. Some say it's because of boredom, some curiosity, emotional pressure, environmental influences, forebodiness. Some of them want to be bold. The pressure will be there, but the willingness, acceptability matters a lot, which has to do with your person, with yourself. From that day, I never tested cigarette again. I never tested cola nut again. Even when they went on excursion to tobacco company, they came back with a lot of cigarettes. And you know, cigarettes have beautiful smells. I refuse to take. As I stand here today, I never did it again.
I was addicted to travel for 8 years. But now I'm successful from it. I'm here to return all the glory and mercy to God. For his mercy and grace upon my life. And also, I want to encourage youths, to encourage everyone that is struggling with the addiction problem. I know personally it has not been easy for me to come out from it, but by his grace, I'm free, I'm healthy, and sound today.
Moving on to national news, the Senate has urged the Federal Ministry of Transportation to immediately take steps to ensure completion of the construction of the Ajaokuta-Otukpo railway line. The upper chamber also advised the ministry to incorporate the construction of siding rail to Okaba in Amba local government area to ease transportation of coal to the various end-user companies. According to a statement signed by the Special Assistant on Press to the President of the Senate, Israel Tabiowo, the advice was given after consideration of a motion sponsored by Senator Jibrin Issa, APC Kogi East. The lawmaker in his motion underscored the need for the speedy completion of the rail line from Ajaokuta to Otukpo in order to facilitate operations of the Ajaokuta Steel Company and boost other economic activities through ease of transportation. The INEC Resident Electoral Commission in Kogi State, Professor James Apam, says the commission is ready for Kogi West Senatorial and the Ajaokuta Federal Constituency supplementary elections slated for Saturday, 30th of November. APAM, who disclosed this in Lokoja at stakeholders meeting organized by the INEC for the 2 supplementary elections, said funding and logistics for the elections had been provided. He said the election would be conducted in 20 registration areas consisting of 53 polling units with a total number of 45,767 registered voters in the 7 local government areas of Kogi West senatorial districts. APAM said the Kogi West senatorial supplementary election would be handled by 408 polling officers and 7 collation officers, insisting that the commission would still use university lecturers for the collation. Also speaking, Alhaji Isa Adeboye, Secretary, Jamatu Nasir Islam, admonished INEC and the police to be fair in the rerun election to avoid a recurrence of the violence that greeted the November 16 governorship election. The civil society groups were seen protesting against the proposed hate speech bill, social media bill, while also demanding for the immediate release of Mr. Omoyele Sowore, who has been in the custody of Department of State Services despite being granted bail by the court. The protest, tagged "Say No to Hate Speech Bill," took place at the National Assembly gate. Protesters stormed the National Assembly in numbers, many bearing placards and banners with "Say No to Social Media Bill" and "Say No to Hate Speech Bill" boldly inscribed on them. A bill to set up a commission for the prohibition of hate speech was introduced on the floor of the Senate earlier in the month. The bill, sponsored by the former Senate spokesman, Senator Abdullahi Sabi. This was despite opposition to the proposed legislation by Nigerian citizens who are of the opinion that the bill seeks to fight free speech. During the debate, only one lawmaker, Senator Chimaroke Nnamani, opposed the bill. He argued that there is legislation in the country, namely the Cyber Crimes Act, which addresses internet falsehood. The senator, however, directed its committee on the judiciary to work on the bill and return in 4 weeks. After 40 years of leaving the secondary school, the 1979 class of Anglican Girls Grammar School, Ughelli, Delta State, have come together to give back to the school that have put them in different walks of life. In a reunion at Transcorp Hilton, Abuja, with the theme Mission Anglican Schools and Girl Empowerment, they raised a fund to complete a project of 600 capacity dining hall, which they embarked on 2 years ago for their alma mater. ACNN News correspondent Nwanne Ogechukwu has the report.
The most great schools, Oxford, all of them, they live on old students. Seriously speaking, they live on the give back of their old students. The alumni is the biggest funder of the school, and that's what we've taken out to do. As it will be, we took a very huge project 2 years ago, building back the dining hall.
That year, our girls who got admission into the secondary school 45 years ago. Today, they are women of timber and caliber. They were one student of the Anglican Girls Grammar School, Ughelli, in Delta State. They are here to celebrate their 40 years of leaving the secondary school, to reunite and give back to the school that shaped and placed them on different walks of life. Held at Transcorp Hilton Hotel in Abuja with the theme Mission Anglican Schools and Girl Empowerment. They are called the Class of 79 AGGS Ughelli. Ms. Pamela Esiri, the project coordinator, threw more light on the reason for the reunion as she recounts some of her experiences back in school.
Mrs. Obotu, our geography teacher, encouraged us to be vocal. And then our principal, Miss Howard, was very strict. She was a Scots woman. She was very strict, but very compassionate. And I hope that the 600 capacity dining hall for students, we hope that to be ready by June. It's been 40 years since we passed out of school. So much has happened. And standing here today, it seems to have passed so quickly. I know that we have all faced some great challenges in life.
Going through school when the education of the girl child was seen as a wastage of resources, these women called for the training of the girl child, as they also spoke on the importance of mission schools and the role of parents in the upbringing of their children.
From the time we're in school, it was a generation where girls are not trained. And we had parents who thought much more than that, and they trained us. So now it's all over the place. But we also need to remember, when you train the girl, you train the nation.
Where there is no law, there is no sin. Every school should have rules of the game.
Problem of the children of you today is with their parents. So we should try to change. The teacher have no problem. The problem the teacher have is the parent. The parents are very lousy. They are not ready to exert discipline on their children. They pamper them, they spoil them. So if we want a good society, a egalitarian society, we parents, we should buckle up.
It was also a time of recounting what happened to the girls during the war, as one of the resource persons spoke on that.
Those in class 4 before the war, they met us. So we had an issue. So they said, okay, you are class 5 special. These ones are class 5 ordinary. So that's why when people say, I am set of 79, I don't know the set. So we claim to be set of 63. So during the war, you know, school was running. Seriously. We had our teachers, we are there, you know, if there's an air raid, you know, we'll run and we run inside the bush. After the air raid, we'll come back and start a study. So as young girls, a lot of the girls got married during the war.
The event was attended by the Deputy Senate President, Senator Ovie Omo Agege, who was represented, members of the House of Representatives, friends, the Old Boys of Government College Ugeli, among others. It was a time of eating, fundraising to support the construction of the 600 capacity dining hall, which they embarked on 2 years ago. Cutting of the anniversary cake. Also a time of dancing to old school music.
They say nobody's allowed to jump fence. As if we went bouncing, ayo, ayo, bouncing. As if we went bouncing, ayo.
Wanne Ogechukwu, ACNN News.
Still to come, Bishop Adevogun reacts to the report of membership decline in the Anglican Church of Canada. That will be after the break. Please stay tuned.
Getting the best hospitality and affordable luxury is what we guarantee at our guest houses right in the heart of Abuja. Decent guest houses that offer surpassing services such as 24-hour room service, constant power supply, decent non-smoking environment, parking lot, laundry service, multi-purpose hall, minimart, restaurant services, spacious room at affordable rate. For reservation, book online at www.anglicanguesthousesabuja.com or locate us at All Saints Guest House, 29 Tamale Street, Wuse Zone 3, Abuja. Telephone 0806 699 5823 or 0805 285 5092 or Church Guest House, 24 Douala Street, Wuse Zone 5, Abuja. Telephone 0816-860-7024 or 0805-677-3815.
It's carnival time! As the Diocese of Abuja, Anglican Communion marks its annual celebration of our Lord Jesus Christ from 22nd November to 1st December 2019 with the theme Ebenezer. Thus far, the Lord has helped us. The carnival will commence with a power night on Friday and enrich with ICT workshop for the youth, Bible quiz and recitation for young boys and girls, seminar on mental health for all, and revival sessions on 27th and 28th November at St. Matthew's Church, Maitama, all leading to the Carnival Day proper on Saturday, 30th November at the Old Parade Ground, Gariki, with thematic decorated floats, colorful parades, and performances from all the Acnn at 9 a.m., where the carnival message will be delivered by the Most Reverend Benjamin Kwashi. Thanksgiving will be on Sunday, 1st December at the Cathedral Church of the Advent Life Camp at 10 a.m. Chief host, the Most Reverend Nicholas Oko, the Archbishop, Metropolitan, and Primate of all Nigeria, Anglican Communion.
Thanks for staying tuned. For more on our top stories, please visit our website at acnntv.com or youtube.com/ACNNTV to be up to date with our news and other programs. Download the ACNN app for Android from Google Play Store. Now to the international scene. The Nigerian-Canadian Bishop, the Right Reverend K. Adebogun, Bishop of Anglican Diocese of the Trinity, Region 1, Canada, has reacted to the report of membership decline in the Anglican Church of Canada. According to a statement made available, the Right Reverend K. Adebogun states that the situation is troubling and discouraging and that the church needs to wake up and return to her first love, and however noted that the mission of the Church of Nigeria, Anglican Communion, in Canada will continue to grow and wax strong and will be committed to the word of the truth, which is the scriptures, and further invited other willing Anglicans and non-Anglicans to join this end-time movement. The Anglican Diocese of the Trinity, Canada, is a multicultural, multinational, multiracial, and more evangelical Anglican Diocese of the Church of Nigeria, Anglican Communion, in Canada and United States, and in partnership status with the Anglican Church in North America through the Church of Nigeria, and now have churches in Greater Toronto Area, Ontario, Brampton, Ontario, Ottawa, Ontario, Halifax, Nova Scotia, among others. Congress has invited the United States President Donald Trump to its first impeachment hearing on the 4th of December 2019. Gerald Nadler, the Democratic chairman of the House Judiciary Committee, said Mr. Trump could either attend or stop complaining about the process, saying if he attends, the president would be able to question witnesses that would mark the next stage in the impeachment inquiry, which centers on a July phone call between Mr. Trump and the Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. Reports said in that call, President Trump asked Mr. Zelensky to investigate Joe Biden, currently the front runner to the Democratic candidate in next year's presidential election, and his son, Hunter Biden, who had previously worked for Ukrainian energy company Burisma. The probe is looking into whether Mr. Trump used the threat of withholding U.S. military aid to pressure Ukraine into investigating the Bidens, who said the president has denied any wrongdoing and has called the inquiry a witch hunt. 7 Islamists have been sentenced to death for a 2016 attack on a cafe in the Bangladesh capital in which 22 people, mostly foreigners, were killed. The attack on the Holy Artisan Cafe in Dhaka was carried out by a group of 5 men who took diners hostage as 8 people were on trial and have been accused of planning and supplying the attackers with weapons. Reports says the 12-hour siege was Bangladesh's deadliest terrorist attack, in which most of the victims were Italian and Japanese, adding that the attack was claimed by the Islamic State group, but Bangladesh disputed this instead, holding a local militant group responsible. Since the attack, the Bangladesh authorities have led a brutal crackdown on militants it sees as a destabilizing force in the predominantly Muslim country. And now to sports news. Jose Mourinho survived a huge scare on his home debut as Tottenham Hotspur manager as his side came from 2-0 down to beat Olympiacos 4-2 and reach the last 16 of the Champions League. The Greek champions blew a huge chance to give themselves a shot at reaching the knockout stage after scoring twice in the first 20 minutes through Yusuf El Arabi and Ruben Semedo. Dele Ali pounced on a horrible defensive mistake to breathe new life into sports before the break, and a second half double from Harry Kane, either side of Serge Aurier's fine strike, completed the comeback. And that is where we draw the curtain on this edition of News on the Hour. We want to thank you for watching. I am Charles Philip Wakola. Bye-bye.